Hello everyone! Yes, after The Hobbit, we are going to open up more of these Lord of the Rings living card game expansions. Today, the voice of Isengard. And I really do hope that this is not a trick picture, that we will actually get a Saruman card. Because I love Saruman. Right! This is the back of the box, some contents. You need to have the core set to play. And unlike The Hobbit review, I will not go over all of the cards because the video was 45 minutes. And yeah, I'm just going over the cards of the, how do you call that? The free people? The good guys. And the objectives, like the scenarios. The rest I will leave as a surprise, because I want to play these scenarios on video once upon a time. And then I can be surprised at what's to come and everything. So yeah, we get a booklet here with a little symbol there and some content, some rules. Do not read. Okay, fine. Don't have to be so... Oh, again, do not read. Yeah. Just looking at the pictures. Right. 3 packs again, as always. And I'm going to have my assistant open them for me. Except for the first one, because I will struggle with this one. Okay. And right off the bat we can see one of our first heroes, which is also on the back of the box. Eomer. Yeah. This is just impossible. And there are no pull tabs on this. Oh my god. So because I decided to make the video shorter, the video will be longer because of that. Right! Our first hero, Eomer. It's a Rohan noble warrior. Threat cost of 10. 1 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense and 4 health. And in response, after a character leaves play, Eomer gets +2 attack until the end of the round. Limit once per round. Alright. That's one. Grima! Ooh. A Rohan Isengard character. I didn't know Grima could be a hero. With 9 threat costs, it has 2 willpower, 1 strength, 2 defense and 3 health. And as an action, lower the cost of the next card you play from your hand this round by 1. That card gains Doomed 1. Limit once per round. Now I don't know what Doomed is, but I assume it is a rule explained in either this booklet or a previous one. But yeah. Ah, Saruman. There we have him. And he's an ally. Oh, that's so nice. We can actually play Saruman at our side. I was actually thinking that he would be like a bad guy. Cool. So, yeah. Cost of 3. 3 willpower, 5 strength, 4 defense and 4 health. Doomed 3, and at the end of the round, discard Saruman from play. Just like the Gandalf card from the core set. And in response, after Saruman enters play, choose a non-unique enemy or location in the staging area. While Saruman is in play, the chosen enemy or location is considered to be out of play. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I like that. Oh, of course. We get a playset of that. We get an Orthanc Guard from Isengard. Cost of 2, willpower 1, 0 strength, 2 defense and 2 health. Response, after you raise your threat from the Doomed keyword, ready Orthanc Guard. Oh right, that was what Doomed is. You raise your threat. Yeah, that's it, of course. Explained in the core rules, I believe. Right, we get an Isengard Messenger. For the cost of 2, we get a 1 willpower, 0 strength, 1 defense, 2 health. As a response, after you raise your threat from the Doomed keyword, Isengard Messenger gets +1 willpower until the end of the round. Limit twice per round. Then we have Westfold Outrider. For 2, we get a 0 willpower, 2 strength, 1 defense, and 2 health. It's a Rohan Scout. With the action, discard Westfold Outrider to choose an enemy not engaged with you. Engage the chosen enemy. Okay, cool. Bit of a taunt mechanic there. Westfold Horsebreeder. It's an ally from Rohan that has cost of 1 willpower, 0 attack, 0 defense, and 1 health. As a response, after Westfold Horsebreeder enters play, search the top 10 cards of your deck for a mount attachment and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Sweet. And I'm assuming, there we have it. I was assuming a mount attachment in this pack as well. And there we have it, the Rohan Warhorse. It's a mount attached to a that symbol or Rohan hero. Restricted. And as a response, after attached hero participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, exhaust Rohan Warhorse to ready attached hero. Then we have an item here, the Silver Lamp for 2. Oh, right, and this was the cost of 1. So yeah, for the cost of 2, attached to a that symbol hero, I'm a blue hero. I'm just gonna call them by their colors: red, blue. Yeah. Attached to a blue hero. While attached hero is ready, shadow cards dealt to enemies engaged with you are dealt face up. Shadow cards' effects are still resolved when resolving enemy attacks. Another attachment, this time colorless, neutral. It's the Keys of Orthanc. Cool. For the cost of 1, attached to a hero. Response: after you raise your threat from the doomed keyword, exhaust Keys of Orthanc to add 1 resource to attached hero's resource pool. Okay, then we get some events. We have the Legacy of Numenor, which is a 0 cost event that has doomed 4. And as an action, add 1 resource to each hero's resource pool. Okay, that can be pretty cool, but a doomed 4 is really a high cost. But yeah, I haven't played the game much, so I don't know what I'm talking about, of course. Deep Knowledge, also an event with the cost of 0, and it has doomed 2. Then as an action, each player draws 2 cards. Oh, that is pretty cool. That is really cool. Since this is a co-op game, this might actually be quite a good card. The Wizard's Voice, 0. It's a spell, it's an event, doomed 3. Action, each player chooses 1 enemy engaged with him. Until the end of the phase, each chosen enemy cannot attack the player that chose it. And then we have an event, Power of Orthanc. It's also a spell with doomed 2. And as an action, each player may choose and discard a condition attachment from play. And then we have a neutral event, the Seeing Stone. Ah yes, the Palantir. It has doomed 1, and as an action, search your deck for a card with the doomed keyword and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Now then, all of these events are a cost of 0, and they all have doomed. So this is actually quite a good card if you play any of these cards, I think. Still, shouldn't play too many doomed cards, I believe. Okay, so now we have the enemy cards, and yeah, we'll just go over these by name and by these. So yeah, we have for the first set of cards, we have Mugash, which is an orc, Uruk. Then we have Mugash's Guard. Grima, the Fords of Isen. Right, okay, so Grima is not only a hero, but also an objective ally. Huh, alright, and it's part of the enemy deck. Oh, hey, and this suddenly stops from 1 to 4. Then we go over to another set of cards. Okay, cool. Maybe the rest will be in the rest. The Islet. This is a location. Then we have the Fords of Isen. The King's Road. Oh, just like in Game of Thrones, you also have the King's Road. Yeah, then we go to the God of Rohan. This is the second pack, by the way. The Pillaging and Burning. We get Down from the Hills. Ooh, Ill Tidings. And now we go back to the other cards. Alright, fine. Methedras Orc. We have Methedras as a location. Orc Cave, also a location. Mugash's Lair. We have Orc Territory. We have Mugash into Fangorn. The Edge of Fangorn. A Dark-Hearted Huorn. Now we have an Angry Huorn. Deadly Huorn. Then we have the Heart of Fangorn. The Forest's Malice. Orc Skirmisher. Orc Hunter. Oh, right. And we are now in a different... and I believe the... yeah, this is also a different part of the deck. An Orc Hound. Orc Hunting Party. And then for the final stack of cards, also a different symbol. We have the Dunland Prowler. Dunlanding Bandit. Dunland Raider. Old Hatreds. Dunland Tribesman. Oh, and this is again a new set of cards. Interesting, there are a lot of enemy cards in here. Dunland Chieftain. Dunland Berserker. Wild Man of Dunland. Ancient Forest, which is also another pack of cards. Tangled Woods. Turned Around. Prowling Wolf, again a new set of cards. Whew, a lot of cards here. Broken Lands. We have Take Cover. Low on Provisions. Off Track. In Need of Rest. And then we go over to the scenarios. And I will go over these because I think it's fun to see what the game is asking of us for these scenarios. And there are quite some scenarios here. So we first start off with Fight at the Forts. The Forts of Isen deck. Right, on the other side is the decks that you need to play this one. And the setup here is add the islet to the staging area. And it adds Grima to that location. Each player searches the encounter deck for one different Dunland enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. And then how do we proceed? Time 5. Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, discard Grima from play. Then the players cannot advance unless the first player controls Grima. Alright, cool. Interesting. Dunlanding Attack. For the same scenario. Yeah, so we have a lot of text. We won't go over that, but we will go over this. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discards pile for one different Dunland enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Time 2. Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, each player assigns X damage among characters he controls, where X is the number of cards in his hand. Place 2 time counters on this stage. Okay, so by the looks of it, the Forts of Isen is basically just swarming with Dunland enemies. Just a swarm deck. And then finally we have Hold the Forts. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for the different Dunland enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Yeah, as expected. And then time 3, Forced. After the last time counter is removed from the stage, discard the top X cards of the encounter deck. X is the number of cards in the first player's hand. Add each enemy discarded this way to the staging area and put 3 time counters on this stage. Oh my god, wow. That is Gonna be crazy. While there is at least one enemy in play, the players cannot defeat this stage. If the players defeat this stage, they win the game. Right, so the game keeps on generating more and more and more enemies. And you have to do that in 3 turns. Or else you cannot even win the game. Wow, that's it seems like quite a difficult task to be done. Right, orders from Orthanc. From the series To Catch an Orc. And we have these 3 decks to be shuffled for this. Setup. Each player removes the top 20 cards of his deck and places them aside as an out-of-play deck. The first player takes Mugash plus 1 Mugash guard for each other player in the game and randomly shuffles 1 face down into each player's out-of-play deck. Okay, interesting. Place any remaining copies of Mugash guard aside out of play. Okay. So that's actually asks you to have the same kind of sleeves, I guess. That's going to be a pain. Right. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck for a mountain location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck, then advance to stage 2, which is the searching for Mugash. And we first have a whole piece of text. Then we go over to this. Time 2. Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck and reveal 2 encounter cards per player. Place 2 time counters on this stage. Response. After questing successfully, cancel all progress that would be placed on this stage. Then place 1 time counter on this stage, or, if Mugash is in play, advance to stage 3. Right, so you can only advance if Mugash is there. And then we have the Wizard's Prize, which is the final one for this scenario. Time 3. Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, return Mugash to the staging area and reveal X encounter cards. X is the number of players in the game, -1. Place 3 time counters on this stage. Progress cannot be made on this stage unless Mugash is attached to a hero. Right, as a captive orc. If the players defeat the stage, they win the game. So it's quite simple, just capture the orc and win the game. Next up we have Into the Woods. Okay, that starts on this side, and these are the decks that we need to have for this one. So all of these scenarios have 3 different decks, so that explains why we have 9 of these decks all together in this box. Cool. Setup. Add Edge of Fangorn to the staging area and attach Mugash to that location. Oh, again. Okay. Shuffle the encounter deck. Reveal X encounter cards, where X is equal the number of players in the game -1. Then we have time 4, Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, shuffle Mugash into the encounter deck and advance to stage 3. The players cannot advance to stage 2 unless Mugash is attached to a hero. Okay. Wow, then I'm wondering what stages 2 and 3 are. We have the Escape of Fangorn, which is 2, and that can be achieved by capturing Mugash. And this one says, when revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Huorn enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. And then time 4, Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, shuffle Mugash into the encounter deck and advance to stage 3A. The players cannot defeat this stage unless Mugash is attached to a hero. Wait. Okay. If the players defeat this stage, they will win the game. Right. Then I wonder what the timed effect will be. What is 3? 3A is just text, and then 3B is time 3, Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Each player must choose an enemy or objective in the discard pile, reveal it and add it to the staging area. place 3 time counters on this stage. Forced. After placing progress here, if there is at least 6 progress on this stage and Mugash is attached to a hero, advance to stage 2A. Alright, so yeah, you just keep going back and forth until you eventually finish stage 2. Well, there you have it. It is just as it says, the voice of Isengard. It surrounds, Saruman, Grima, and Fangorn Forest. A little bit outside of that. There you have it. Very interesting. Thank you all for watching and see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.